9 hikers found dead in the snow. In the winter of 1959, the Ural Mountains were engulfed in freezing cold. Icy winds cut through the snow-covered peaks. In Sverdlovsk, now Yekaterinburg, Russia, a group of young students eagerly prepared for an expedition they believed would be an unforgettable challenge in their lives. They were all experienced hikers, having conquered many treacherous terrains. But none of them could have imagined that this would be their final journey. The expedition consisted of 10 members, all students or alumni of the Ural Polytechnic Institute. Leading the group was Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old student passionate about exploring nature. He was an excellent leader, always planning meticulously for every step of the journey. The other members were also strong-willed adventurers. Among them was Zinaida Kolmogorova, a determined young woman who was the heart of the group with her bright smile. She once had a close relationship with Dyatlov, but now they were just companions. There was also Yuri Yudin, the only survivor, who was forced to turn back due to illness. He could never have known that his decision to leave would save his life. On January 23, 1959, the group departed from Sverdlovsk, carrying sufficient supplies, equipment, and a journal to record their journey. They traveled by train, truck, and skis, gradually making their way into the desolate mountains. The first few days went smoothly. They sang, laughed, and meticulously documented their trip. The last photos of them captured joyful moments together, completely unaware of the tragedy ahead. As they ventured deeper into the Kholat-Syakhl region, the snow thickened, and the icy winds grew harsher. Despite this, their spirits remained high. But on January 28th, Yuri Yudin had to leave the group due to health problems. He bid farewell to his friends, unaware that he would be the only one to live to tell the story. The final days on the Mountain of the Dead. After Yuri left, the remaining 9 continued their journey, moving deeper into the Ural Mountains, nearing Mount Otorten, one of the coldest and most unforgiving places in the region. On January 31st, they set up camp near a forest, leaving behind some supplies for their return trip. Everything was going according to plan, but on February 1st, they made a strange decision. Instead of setting up camp in the forest, where they would have better shelter, they pitched their tent on an open mountainside. Why would they choose such an exposed location? Some believe Dyatlov wanted to challenge himself and his team by camping in the harshest conditions possible. Others speculate that they may have heard or seen something that made them afraid to enter the forest. The Night of Horror. What really happened? No one knows exactly what happened that night, but what the rescue team later found painted a terrifying picture. Their tent was discovered torn open from the inside, as if they had fled in panic. There were no signs of an attack from an external force, but the strangest detail was their footprints, barefoot in the snow, despite temperatures that could drop to -30 degrees Celsius. The first 2 bodies were found under a large tree, about 1.5 kilometers from the tent. They were nearly naked, with burns on their bodies. It seemed they had tried to climb the tree to escape something. 3 more bodies, including Dyatlov, were found on the way back to the tent, as if they had tried to return but didn't make it. The remaining bodies were discovered months later when the snow melted. But the sight was even more horrifying. Some had fractured ribs and skulls, yet no external wounds. Even more disturbingly, one victim was missing their tongue and eyes. What really happened to them? Many theories have been proposed, but none can fully explain all the bizarre elements of the case. 1. Avalanche. This is the official explanation given by the Russian government in 2019. They claimed a small avalanche caused the group to panic, flee the tent, and freeze to death. However, many experts argue that the terrain was not suitable for avalanches. Second, Soviet military experiments. Some believe the group wandered into a secret Soviet military testing zone. Reports of strange lights in the sky that night fueled speculation. Additionally, traces of radiation were found on some of their clothing. 3. The Yeti theory. One of the last photos taken by the group shows a tall, shadowy figure in the forest. Could they have been attacked by an unknown creature? 4. Supernatural phenomena. Another theory suggests they were affected by infrasound, a natural phenomenon that can cause hallucinations and panic. This might explain why they fled the tent without proper clothing. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. More than 60 years have passed, yet no one can say for sure what really happened that night. Perhaps this secret will forever remain buried beneath the icy depths of the Ural Mountains.